Hey, it's Dasu, your K-content guide. Episode 3 brought me the cruelest question this drama asks. Gu-cheon is cornered into having to save the Queen Dowager, the very source of the curse, with his own hands. Episode 3 opens with Sang-gang's hands pulling Gu-cheon from the water. But when he wakes, he briefly chokes her before collapsing again. Traveling to the realm of GWI drains his yang energy so completely that he can't even remember his own actions. I found it genuinely chilling that this power eats away at him a little more each time he uses it. The king gives no time. He presses Gu-cheon to cure his youngest son, Prince Yonggan, before the Queen Dowager's celebration the next day. I felt that the king, bound by the palace's appearances and schedule even with his child's life at stake, perfectly captures the cruelty of this place. Then the jars in the salt storehouse shatter, and ghosts pour out across the entire palace. The 1GWI testify that long ago, young girls were locked inside that storehouse and burned to death, their remains sealed inside the jars. Gu-cheon and Sang-gang release each of those wronged souls one by one. I felt this scene was horror and, at the same time, as sorrowful as a shamanic rite of release. As they soothe the souls, one ghost lets slip a crucial truth. The late king's most favored court lady cursed the royal family before taking her own life. But the king flatly refuses to reveal who that favored lady was, and orders Sang-gang to get rid of the ghost without digging into the truth. I sensed that the root of this tragedy lies in the very name the king is trying to hide. Let me lay out the cast. Nam Joo-hyuk plays the ghost slayer Gu-cheon, Ro Yoon-seo plays Sang-gang who hears the dead, and Cho Sung-woo plays the king torn between his child and his pride. And Jang Young-nam plays the Queen Dowager, the true source of the curse. I found it fascinating that in this episode she herself becomes the ghost's target, throwing the balance of good and evil into complicated disarray. At last the Queen Dowager's celebration begins, and a 1GWI storms in aiming directly for her. The resentment of the court ladies, cursed and killed, comes back precisely to the woman who ordered it all. In that moment the ghost looked like a judge to me, and it was chilling enough that even I, the viewer, felt the Queen Dowager had it coming. But in that very instant, Gu-cheon throws himself in and stops the ghost from killing the Queen Dowager. He saves his enemy with his own hands. I think this irony is the highlight of the episode, because to Gu-cheon the Queen Dowager isn't someone to protect, but someone he's forced to keep alive only because of the mission. Episode 3 ends as Gu-cheon barely holds the 1GWI back. He saved his enemy, yet not a single root of the curse has been pulled out, and the name the king hid still remains in the dark. The East Palace is holding number 1 on Netflix globally and the top 10 in 81 countries in its opening week. If I had to name a weakness, episodes 2 and 3 split the same material of the curse's origin, so the flow overlaps a little, but I think that only builds the Queen Dowager more densely. Dasu's rating, 4.5 out of 5. This was Dasu, see you next episode.